Morning, gang. This is Andre Hudson, Pro Builder Fitness. It's December 6th, Tuesday morning, and was just going over a little bit this morning, studying and getting a little bit of praying in before I get down here to start off my morning training. But this morning early, I jumped up and carved up some of my favorites. You can see that beets, turmeric, ginger. That's fresh. That's fresh. I just did that up this morning. Took probably about 15 minutes to trim all that down. But in that, I wanted to share something with you. Of course, I've always said that I start my morning off with a good little bit of physical food, and one of the deals is to get that shake in my body, for all the nutrients, as well as it's just healing power. This is the stuff that keeps you off the blood pressure medicine. I'm talking inflammation, all kinds of stuff. All right, this is just it's food for the body, man. Food for the body. All right, healing power. And then I got some of this spiritual healing power, which is more important, to me. And you will find sooner or later that it's going to be the biggest thing that you need. All right, because no matter what, there is a point and purpose in our life. And so I was studying a little bit of what we went over this past Sunday in church, and wanted to share something with you. And this is from Matthew 22:37. It's just one of the passages that our pastor was preaching and speaking on. And it's I'm going to start at 34, actually. Matthew chapter 22, verses 34 through 37. And this whole thing, the topic of this, and what I basically come up with, and this is one of the statements that was made, is my purpose is more important than my playtime. And you will see what I'm talking about here, what's more important. And this is for those that believe. I mean, if you are really trying to get it right, this message may help you, and I'm hoping it does. So it says, I'll let you see this. This is the Bible. It says, religious leaders questioned Jesus about the greatest commandment. It says, but when the Pharisees heard that he had silenced the Sadducees with his reply, they met together to question him again. One of them, an expert in the religious law, tried to trap him with this question: Teacher, which is the most important commandment in the law of Moses? Jesus replied, you must love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind. This ain't the first time you guys have heard this, I know that, but the best thing you can do is repeat it over and over to yourself, get it inside your heart, right? It says this is the first and greatest commandment. A second is equally important. Love your neighbor as yourself. The entire law and all the demands of the prophets are based on these two commandments. So what he's saying is the 10 commandments that everybody's trying to get right and do all this, we'll never be able to get all that right. If you focus on the first two that I just read, that solves the entire deal, all right? So I'm going to go down into the commentaries, which is right down here, and it says that, first of all, I'm going to read this. Jesus said that if we truly love God, our Father, love God and our neighbor, we will naturally keep the commandments. This is looking at God's law positively. So if we truly love him, we'll naturally try to keep it to the best of our ability, right? With his help. Rather than worrying about all we should not do, we should concentrate on all we can do to show our love for God and others. So instead of sitting up trying to make it perfect and try to perfect everything, just do what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do good. Be in the right place, dealing with the right people as often as possible. But at the same time, having grace like God had grace for us. All right. Then it says, right up at the top, just above it, I'm going to read this. It says, the Pharisees, who had classified over 600 laws, often tried to distinguish the more important from the less important. So one of them, an expert in the religious law, asked Jesus to identify the most important law. Jesus quoted from Deuteronomy 6:5. You can check these out. In Leviticus 19:18. By fulfilling these two commands, a person keeps all the others. They summarize the 10 commandments in the other Old Testament moral laws. It's a wrap. You'll never get it right totally. It's not what this is about. But I can tell you, once Christ has definitely invaded your space and your territory, and your heart and your mind, you'll value the lives of others, and you'll value the time in which he's given us. So I'm praying that this right here helps someone. Once again, God doesn't compete for a spot on our schedule. If there is a purpose to serve him with all your heart, mind, and soul, somewhere in there, something's going to shine. There's going to be a light that comes out, whether it be giving of your time, talents, and treasure in different places, but it's something that the outside would see. They're going to see it, all right? So hoping this helped you guys, praying that you have a wonderful, blessed day. Talk to you soon.